64K. Hosted by Bastich.
Hi, I'm your host Bastich B, and welcome to episode 2 of Pop Culture Quick Bytes. On this episode I'm going to cover this awesome book I recently got called Nintendo 64 Anthology. This was released in 2016. It was a major Kickstarter campaign. I couldn't actually contribute to the Kickstarter at the time, I just didn't have the cash. Anyway, I was hoping they were going to release this book somewhere along the line in some sort of format, and thank goodness they did, because if you are a hardcore Nintendo 64 fan, then this is your Bible. This book is freaking awesome, and I'll show you what I mean.
Stupid logo! Yeah, that's better.
So the first thing I want to say about this book is the production values. They are really high. The pictures, the writing, it's extremely detailed, very comprehensive, almost to the point of being a little bit overzealous on their information sometimes. If you're looking for obscure stuff to know about an N64, then this is definitely the book you want. Okay, so straight up, what I really like about this book is a comprehensive A to Z of games released for it. And you're probably saying, well, any book that covers a system would have that right. Yeah, that's true. But this is not region sensitive. And when I say that, I mean, if somebody writes a book in the US and it's for the N64, then for the most part you only have information on the US releases. And it's super annoying, especially if you're a collector. And if somebody writes it in Europe, same thing, it'll be from a European perspective. Now this book screws all that, and it has every single game that's released for every system, every region system anyway, so you can read up about that, and it's very cool. It has even a rarity rating and how many units were actually sold of the game, like really nitty gritty details. So you can find out exactly which games were released in Europe, which released in US, and which released in Japan. That's all in one. So this is like very detailed. If you're an N64 collector especially, this is like invaluable information. Sure, you can search the internet until your eyes bleed to find out all this information, but this is so comprehensive, it's ridiculous. So there's tons of cool chapters in this book, including like the history of Nintendo's partnership with Silicon Graphics and what that led to the actual look of the N64 as far as graphics wise. This is like a excerpt from the partnership that was formed. If you ever played the game Killer Instinct in the original arcade version, you'll know like the graphic style, which basically became the N64 graphic style. Other cool chapters include interviews with some of the developers of some classic games like GoldenEye and stuff. So I'm not really a big collector of multiple consoles or variant versions of controllers and all that kind of stuff. I just like collecting the games. But if you're into the hardware collecting, this is super invaluable. It's got so much information about every type of controller that was released, every variant pack was included with games released all over the world. It's very, very detailed. It's very cool. Like, covers the RAM packs, the rumble packs, all those kind of crazy little items in super detail. So lots of good information there.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll!
The rarities and collector's items section is very cool. It shows you all the games that were released with special items. like the Gauntlet Legends had a little action figure in it, and the Micro Machines, the North American version, had a little mini Micro Machine that you could see through the cover of the N64 case. I've never seen any of those versions. I never knew there were those versions that were released. Bear in mind, I'm not a hardcore N64 fan. I really liked the machine. I had it day one it came out, and I played GoldenEye and Star Fox and all those games to death, but I never got into like the second level of N64 collecting, you know, the more weirder games like Glover and weird crap like that. So this was pretty insightful into these kinds of games. Yeah, so overall I would highly recommend this book. It's one heck of a read. It's got tons of awesome information. Whether you're hardcore or casual, I think you'll find it interesting. What I really like about this is the when they show the N64 games in here also, they show actual screenshots that haven't been tampered with. What I mean is, it looks like they've taken it from the original N64, just plugged in old style. So it looks exactly the way it looked when I remember playing it, like back in the day. It isn't like some sort of a run-through an emulator or something where it's been enhanced and it looks sharp and beautiful. It's got that old good old fuzz. All the screenshots have the good old fuzz with fog. You can even see the fog in the pictures. So it's really, it's very cool. It's very comprehensive. I would highly recommend getting this if you're an N64 fan. If you're casual and looking to get into it, this is an invaluable source of information. Thanks for joining me, Bastich B at 64K, for another episode of Pop Culture Quick Bites. I hope you had a good time. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!